Okay, look, it's confession time. I've spent the last year and a half or so complaining that there aren't any good smartwatch options for Android users. But here's a question for me. What if I've been too hard on all of these watches? Now, look, there aren't any great options. There's nothing as good as the Apple Watch for iPhone users. That's just facts. But this watch right here, the Galaxy Watch Active 2 from Samsung, it is a good smartwatch. Not great, but good. So anyway, if you have an Android phone and you want a smartwatch, you should really give this thing a look. And if your Android phone happens to be a Samsung phone, you should definitely give it a second look, because this thing is actually kind of a looker. You see what I did there? All right, so the Active 2 is a smartwatch that comes with a round OLED screen, and it comes in two sizes, a 40 and a 44 millimeter. This is the 44 millimeter. It starts at $279, which ain't bad. It comes in a few different colors and finishes, and there's also an LTE version if you want to spend more money. Now, it runs this operating system called Tizen, which is a custom Samsung thing that also happens to run their TVs. Anyway, the watch can work with both iPhones and Android phones, but if you have an iPhone, well, trust me, you should just move on. Get an Apple Watch if you want a smartwatch. Anyway, the Tizen underpinning here doesn't really matter so much as the interface that's on top of it. And I love it, and I hate it. It's a hate-love relationship. See, Samsung designed everything here to work in circles because the watch is round. You spin your finger around the bezel to do things like look at widgets or notifications or even apps, and I love that. It's really clear and really consistent, and it's fast to get around. That whole circle system, by the way, is why this is the Galaxy Active 2. The first Galaxy Watch Active was released like 6 months before this one, and 6 months isn't a very long time between models. But the thing is, Samsung just straight up didn't think about how this OS works in circles, so the first one didn't have a bezel. This one does have a touch-sensitive rotating bezel that you can run your finger around. I will say that a touch-sensitive bezel, it's not quite as fun or as cool as an actual physical rotating one, but it works. And overall, I think this hardware works really well. It's simple, but it's not basic, and it's clean without being boring. Plus, the OLED screen is great. It's always on, and that is how watches are supposed to be, and I don't know why it took Apple 5 years to get that right. Look, why is this watch good? It gets the basics right. It mirrors notifications, it lets you reply to incoming messages, it has a bunch of health features for tracking most of the stuff that you'd expect, and it has a battery that lasts a full day. It's comfortable to wear and it's not aggressively chunky, it just kind of blends in. It also does some really nice stuff that I haven't seen other smartwatches do well. Like, it has this good night mode, which is actually really smart. It turns off the screen and notifications and goes into a sleep tracking mode. You can set up these widgets on this watch, which you can scroll into with the touch-sensitive bezel, and I use them all the time. It's actually a feature that Google pretty much straight up copied for Wear OS, and they should have copied it because it's great. It also comes with Spotify, and you can download Spotify music directly to the watch, which is great. What's not so great is the third-party app ecosystem. There's really not a lot of things you're gonna want there. Also, if you've seen anybody recommend the YouTube or Twitter apps for this watch, just trust me, you don't want them. Besides, there's a full Samsung internet web browser here if you want. You can watch YouTube on that. There's also no Maps app built in, and I haven't found a great third-party option that I really like. Now, the watch faces are, well, look, they're fine. There's a ton of ones built in, but I haven't found one that I love, just one that I kind of like. Plus all the complication options, they're too complicated. There are third-party watch faces though in the store, which is great, but finding a good one requires wading through a lot of really, really bad ones. But look, top level. This is a watch that looks pretty good, can handle fitness stuff, lasts all day, and has a nice interface. Why is this just a good watch and not, well, great? Samsung. Specifically, it's Samsung's software. It's so much. And I'm not even talking about the aesthetics. If you aren't already using a Samsung phone, you have to install at least like 3 things on your phone just to get started. And that doesn't even include Samsung Health or Samsung Pay. And well, the voice assistant on this watch is Bixby. And look, I don't want to make fun too much of Bixby because honestly it can do some basic stuff okay, like transcription, but overall it is slow and it's bad. Overall, I would say that this is the best asterisk smartwatch for Android users. I don't think there's anything better, so this is de facto the best. But while it's good, it's not great, and that's the asterisk. For Android users, good is about as good as it gets, and I'll take it. If you were watching this video closely, you probably saw this thing sitting right here. It is the Galaxy Fold. I am currently reviewing it. If you got questions about this thing, let me know down in the comments. Also, are you interested in a smartwatch? I'm curious about that too. What are you looking at right now?